Good to be with you. Yeah, I'm still one-handed. Well, sort of. It doesn't hurt as much to move my fingers, so that doesn't sound like much, but it is nice. I can't do a lot with it, but I can steady things, and I can even squeeze a little more. It doesn't hurt as much. You know, it's 3 weeks in as I speak to you today. The arm is it's healing. I had another X-ray. Gosh, it's been almost a week now, and said it was healing. You know, it's a really jagged break on the metacarpal. I call it the metatarsal, I think, in the FAQ in my foot. But and in Kentucky, some of us have metatarsals in our hand, by the way, but I have metacarpals in my hand, and it broke the 5th metacarpal, and it was a jagged, break. So it was mean looking, and also on that, people have been really commenting on the flip-flops. And just lest you think I'm a flip-flop kind of guy, I live in flip-flops, because it's kind of one of my, no, it's not a pet peeve. I don't care what people wear, but I see people in flip-flops, at the grocery and around, and I always, I'm not Mr. Tactical, but I would imagine if you were to interview Clint Smith or somebody, if you could dig up Jeff Cooper and ask him about it, if it was a good idea to wear flip-flops when you're out and around town, driving and going to the Minute Mart and stuff, they'd probably say no. I mean, you really, obviously they're not the greatest thing to move around in, and if you had to wrestle somebody or escape, run, which often is the best option, right? Get away from the problem. But so anyway, I'm sort of an advocate of not wearing that kind of stuff, especially out. What I do, and it wasn't until a few years ago, just to defend myself again, I'd find myself, especially with my earlier car, I'd look out the door. I'd already taken a shower, and I'm all settled in, working on a computer, whatever, and I look out, oh man, I left my window down. And I gotta go out, gravel drive and stuff, and, barefoot, I gotta roll the windows up, get my keys and go out, and I need something I can just kind of slip on and put my shoes back on, I live in tennis shoes, as you know, my New Balance, and I just need something I can just to keep from walking on the gravel or whatever, or if it's snow or something. And so I finally ordered and found some. They're not really flip-flops. I should have brought one here into the woods to show you, but they're kind of a flip. They slip on, but they're pretty solid. They're a serious kind of a sandal flip-flop sort of thing. It's just you don't have to bend down. You can get them on your feet without bending down to tie anything. And so that's why I have them. And so I put them on like in the morning when I get up sometimes, just until I get my shoes on, for about an hour. And then in the evening I put them on. But I thought I had too much trouble walking around with them. Sometimes on steps, though, I will. And I knew that, but I just got bopping up those stairs. I've actually had trouble with regular shoes, if they're new shoes or maybe bigger or something, because I'm too dumb to just walk up steps sometimes. I just, bop up them too fast. And the more I think about it, I was kind of looking at those stairs and where it happened. It was almost to the top. They're really steep. I mean, a lot of people couldn't even get up and down them. It's this old half basement under the house. It's probably why the cat's food and water and everything we keep down there, and then they go back and forth. But I mean, if you look down those stairs, oh my gosh, I couldn't even get down those or up them. They're those kinds of stairs, but you get used to anything. And I don't know. The more I think about it, I may not have actually caught the front of those flip-flops on that step. There's really not much of a lip there. I might have just missed the step and stepped and went through the step or something as I was coming up. I went down really hard against that door frame, and I just slammed against it. It's like I decided I want to karate chop that door frame as hard as I can, right on the edge of it. Was the result of it all. But anyway, enough about me. But it doesn't hurt. Like if I mess up and try to grab something or twist it just a little bit, I don't get that pain. So it is healing. I've got a couple more weeks of the cast, or a week and a half, I think. So I'll be back, and hopefully be all right. It has taught me a lesson, of course, about be a little more careful, but also I'm down to one hand, so I can't afford to break this one, right? And when I get this off, I'm going to really work even more with my this hand. It happens to be my weak hand, but I'm going to work more with it, just in everything, keeping it good and strong, and you know, shooting and manipulating things. Because you break a finger on this hand, because I'm out doing stuff all the time. You know, I'm over here now chopping around my new little belt axe, and you know, I'm just always going to be doing stuff. I could fall, I could hurt this hand or something. So it's a lot more convenient if you hurt your offhand, right, your weak hand. But it could be your strong hand, and it could be both hands. So you might need to learn to eat with your feet when you have time to practice. But so I'm going to get this one stronger, and not that it was weak, but you know, as far as manipulating firearms and things, make sure I'm really competent with it, and you know, even more so. I'm not going to make it a mission in life, but I am going to work on that more. See, you see, I can actually grab my belt and pull up if I use those fingers, and it doesn't hurt. So I've come a ways with it. So it's weird though, even if it were totally healed, or if it never was even broken and they put this cast on there, you still have this weird, you can't squeeze and do things you want to, you know, limiting. It's supposed to be limiting.